Mark Rogers TV's college football rankings about 20 hours ahead of the actual committee rankings coming out on Tuesday night. Here are our top 10. Alabama number 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, Michigan 4, Wisconsin 5, Washington 6, Penn State 7, Colorado 8, Oklahoma number 9, and USC rounding out the top 10. Look at the description section to check out our numbers 11 through 25. But let's just talk about the teams that are eligible and playing for a college football playoff spot. Alabama's in. Okay, here are the dilemmas that the committee will need to face. There is really no clear-cut situation here because of the Ohio State situation in the Big Ten. Ohio State's number 2. So the committee has painted itself into a corner with Ohio State at number 2. They could have placed them behind other one-loss teams like Michigan and Clemson, Washington a few weeks ago. But since they have ranked Ohio State at number 2, and Ohio State does not play for a conference championship, but they are number 2, having just defeated number 3 Michigan. So consider this. Outside of Alabama, according to the College Football Playoff Committee, Ohio State has just won the most valuable game in the country against the number 3 team in the country. How are they possibly in any way going to drop Ohio State from number 2 all the way out of the College Football Playoff? There have been people that have brought up the TCU situation from 2014 when the Horned Frogs were dropped in the final week from number 3 to number 6. But that was after TCU defeated Kansas, one of the 10 or 15 worst teams in college football, not the second best team in college football other than Ohio State, according to the committee. Clemson at number 3, obviously, if they win the ACC, they're in. If they don't win the ACC championship game against Virginia Tech, then Clemson clearly on the bubble, probably outside the playoff. Number 4, Michigan's an interesting case. Are they going to get in? Most likely not. At 10-2, losing to Ohio State, not getting to the Big Ten championship game. Okay, I completely understand that. But think of the logic of Michigan being number 3 last week. What should a number 3 team do against a number 2 team on the road? The number 3 team in the country lost to the number 2 team on the road in double overtime in controversial fashion. That's about as close of a loss that you could possibly have. So the number 3 team is supposed to lose to the number 2 team by a field goal in overtime, double overtime on the road. So not saying that Michigan deserves it or that they've earned it, but in regards to logic, number 3 is supposed to lose to number 2 in the closest fashions on the road. I continue to rate Wisconsin over Washington because of the better resume, the better conference, the better schedule, and having defeated Minnesota, an 8-3 team in a better conference over a Washington State team that was 8-3 as well. So I keep Wisconsin at 5, Washington at 6, Penn State's at number 7, Colorado 8, Oklahoma 9, USC 10. I see absolutely no way that the Oklahoma State winner gets into the college football playoff because I think the Pac-12 champion is a clear-cut resume ahead of the Big 12 winner. Likewise in the Big 10, whether it's Wisconsin or Penn State, they're clearly the better team over Oklahoma, let's say, or Oklahoma State. And then if it's Ohio State, even if you take a second team from the Big 10, the Buckeyes, with the huge win, 3 touchdowns over Oklahoma, have it all over the Sooners with the better head-to-head matchup, and then even the better resume, having defeated the likes of Michigan and Wisconsin as well. The only hope for Oklahoma is to have Colorado win and Clemson lose, and then hopefully get the nod over the Pac-12 champion Colorado Buffs. That's Oklahoma's hope. Ohio State in good shape. I would be in a situation, if I was on the committee, where I would take Penn State over Ohio State as the conference champion and the winner of the head-to-head, even though the Buckeyes have the better resume. Wisconsin, more difficult case because they played the Buckeyes head-to-head. They even played Ohio State at home and lost to Ohio State. In that case, I give the Buckeyes the edge. I would select Ohio State over Wisconsin, but Penn State over Ohio State. USC, due to Colorado defeating Utah and getting to the Pac-12 championship game, has been disqualified and not able to complete that remarkable run that they've made from 1-3 all the way to 9-3 and one of the top teams in the country. Again, check out numbers 11 through 25 on the description section. Would love to hear from you. We'll hear what the committee has to say on Tuesday night, and we'll have our rebuttal to their rankings right here on Mark Rogers TV.